how's it going, guys? Today we're going to do another installation video for our Ford Mustang. You can see this behind me. So today's projects we got is the brand new Mach 1 front splitter with the VZ10 1261. We got the side splitters with VZ10 2164, and then the brand diffusers, which is VZ10 2636. As you can see, the finish that we have on it is our brand new forged carbon vinyl, along with the gloss purple trim to go along with the car. I personally like the vinyl. It's a very nice look and everything. We also have it in gold forge. So we're gonna go ahead and start off by doing the front splitter onto the bumper. So let's get into it. So first thing we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and apply the winglets onto the front splitters. So as you can see here, I have the winglets. It comes with two different sizes, a small and a big, that both combine together. So what we're gonna do is to put the winglets together after you poke a hole through the vinyl, if you do get it. Afterwards, the hardware, which does come provided with the front splitter, you're gonna wanna run through the screw into the middle of both winglets and then apply the L bracket right here onto the side. And then you will need a little screw or bolt. So the socket that you will need to fit the little bolt right here is a 7mm. And then along with the Phillips head. So once you have that on, you would just tighten it up, make sure everything's all together, lined up perfectly, and then you will do the same thing on both sides, so they will go like this. So next thing what we're gonna go ahead and do is then we're gonna drill the winglets onto the front splitters. So what you will do is after you have them both lined up, you wanna just go ahead and position them in the way you want it, lined up perfectly. You know. After that, then what you're gonna do is with a black marker, I'm gonna use an Expo really quick, or a Sharpie, where the holes are left, you're gonna want a hole and just put a dot right there that shows where you're gonna drill your extra holes. So I still gotta see where I wanna line this up. And I would think maybe about there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just put two dots right there and there, just to be safe, so that if their winglets do move off. And then what you want to go ahead and is you're going to go ahead and with the power tool, you're going to want to go ahead and drill in the holes for the winglets. So let's do that really quick. Change out the tip. And to kind of help you are going to want to maybe move the front splitter maybe hanging off the edge a bit, so when you're drilling, you don't drill through your table. So let's go ahead and line it up perfect, also so it doesn't get wobbly. So now that we have where the holes are aligned, we're gonna go ahead and drill into it. I'm gonna go ahead and drill the second hole. Now after you got it all drilled, the holes, you are gonna wanna maybe line it up again. Perfectly even. So what you're gonna, after you drill it, you're gonna wanna remove the drill bit and then switch over back to the Phillips head that you have, right? And we're gonna go ahead and screw in the screws that come with it. I got the first one. I'll go ahead and put the second one. So we're gonna go ahead and then put in the little bolts right here that are provided with the front splitter. Then after that, you wanna go ahead and get your 7mm socket and apply it on. First we'll go by hand, just to get it on. This one needs to get cleaned off a bit. Excess. So the same process you did on this side, you're gonna wanna go ahead and do one to the other side. First one easy. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and then put in the bolts. Get the socket into it. And by hand first. That one's in. So now that we have all the winglets on, we are going to go ahead and put the front splitter onto the lip. So as you can see here though, as you've seen from our last video, there is supposed to be another lip right here. But for our video, we just went ahead and took it off because being around our area, we have too many steep hills. So adding another layer is actually going to mess up the bumper. So we just went ahead and took off that secondary layer. When you are installing it, this is going to be like a 2 to 3 man job because the front splitters do weigh a bit. So come on, get this side, Andrew. So make sure to line it up. So when you have your guys help you with it, they are going to make sure that you guys line it up perfect. So then like wherever you like it to be. So now after you have it all lined up, you are going to go ahead and screw it in with the self-tapping screws that are provided along with it. So I'm going to go ahead and screw it in. I'm going to put the first one right here in the middle to hold it. First one, so you are going to want to go edge all around the edge of the bottom of the bumper. So we're going to go ahead and start putting one screw right here on the corners. So I'm going to start right here. There you go, actually is. So we're gonna go ahead and do it to the other side. So now that we got the screw in for that side, we're gonna go ahead onto the driver's side and screw in the one bolt. So now I got the one screw right here on both sides and the 3 holding it. Now after you, with your help from whoever helps you, after you have in the same screws into the places that would hold it, you could just go ahead and start lining up wherever you want to put your screws in. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we're just going to go ahead and start screwing in the rest of the holes and then put in the self-tapping screws. Now that we got the front splitter done and installed, next we're gonna go ahead and install the side splitters. So before you install the side splitters though, what you are gonna wanna do is that being that the 2164 do come with the big winglets in the back, I'm gonna show you how to install these first. So as you see, I already have it installed onto the side splitter because it's very simple. So these ones do not need the L brand because these winglets actually line up with your side splitter. So what you would do is you would then show where you wanna put it. You would connect it, and then afterwards you would drill the hole wherever you want to put the hardware, as you can see here. So at the bottom I drilled right here and put a screw right here, and then I went over here and put another one. I only went with 2 because it's going to be basic. If you want, you could then go ahead and put either 2 more or just 1 in the middle. So after you have these screwed in, you could then go ahead and install your side splitters onto the bottom of your Mustang. So before you apply them, you are going to want to make sure it is flush with the rocket panel, the OEM one. After you get it to where you like, you would then use the self-tapping screws that do come along with it and a Phillips tip. So after you have it flush to where you want it, I'm going to go ahead and put the screw in. So with each self-tapping screw, you can just go ahead and start lining it up to wherever you want to place it, how far space you want it. So after I put in the one screw on the front end, before I then go ahead and put all the screws, if you wanted to do this, you could come onto the other side and place a screw just so it could kind of hold it if you want to. If not, you could just go starting along from the front, then work your way towards the back. For me, I'm gonna go over here and put a screw right here in the back end and then just work my way in the middle. So now I got this edge in, I'm gonna just work my way in the middle and place all the screws in. So the same thing that I did on that side where I placed it all, screwed it into the rocket panel, we're gonna then go ahead and do it on this side. So I'm gonna get into that right now. So now we're going ahead and assemble the diffuser and install it. So you can see here for the fins, the hardware that all comes included with it, I went ahead and already attached the L brackets to the fins right here. So they do come with pre-hole drills, and with the vinyl over it, you are gonna poke holes. After that, you would attach 2 L brackets like that onto one side. Then you would add the little tiny screws and the little nut right here. Again, you will need a 7mm and then a 12-inch. And after you have those applied, once you go ahead and put them on the plate, you will then go ahead and have a marker, and then you use a measuring tape as well to measure how far distance you want all the fins to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and place them. Get them all lined up into places. So once I have the fins placed where I want them, I'm gonna go ahead and with my marker point out the holes where I'm gonna end up drilling to then place the hardware into it to secure the fins onto the plate. So right after I have it angled the way I want, I'm gonna go ahead and dot it onto the plate to show where I'm gonna drill. After that, I have a dot. I'm gonna go ahead and get my drill and then drill the hole in. So once I have the holes drilled in, I'm go ahead and then put the fin on, put the fin back on. Like that. So we're gonna go ahead and put the Phillips head onto the other side plate. I'll show you. So where the hole came out, you're gonna then put the screws into there. Now you got both the screws in, we're gonna go ahead and grab the 7mm socket and screw in the bolts. Now that we got that settled, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the same process for all the fins. Grab the bolt and tighten it to hold it in place. So once you have all the fins on, that's how it should come out. So we got the middle plate fully assembled. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this onto the car. Thanks so much for stopping by. As you can see here, we have everything attached onto our Mustang. The front splitter is looking nice. We had it all secure with just the self-tapping screw. See, same thing goes for the side splitters. It was easy. For the diffuser, you saw that we had everything installed for the fins. Same thing what you would do in the package. You would just attach it with the self-tapping screws. Place it as long as you want, because when you have the fins, it does attach to the car. You know, you could at least space it out. However you like, if you want it more outward, you know, to make sure you measure a good few inches. But as you see here, it's looking great. The vinyl and the trim would go so good with the car. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Stay tuned for more future content, future installs, and future products. And y'all guys have a good day.